his first win as an NFL quarterback.
Now it's the CJ Stroud era. Now it's the Will Anderson era. Now it's the DeMeco Ryans era.
Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
So the Houston Texans are making history, and we got to talk about it. They have some interesting mantras that we are seeing play in real time. One mantra is swoop, where the fans are also repeating the same mantras when discussing the team. And we have another mantra that is being instilled into this team, and that's next man up. And why next man up? Well, over the past 3 weeks, this has become more than just a mantra. It's been a reality due to the string of injuries they've experienced since training camp. We saw this in play this Sunday. It was almost like each player on the sideline had it printed on their t-shirts as they claimed their first victory of the season against the Jacksonville Jaguars with pretty boy Trevor Lawrence. Not so pretty after that one, but let's zero in on the specific group who's been under the microscope, the Texans offensive line. They face a lot of questions, a lot of criticisms over the past few weeks. They walked into the game against the Jags with the league-high 11 sacks, but they flipped the script this time. The O-line managed to keep their rookie quarterback, CJ Stroud, untouched, not conceding a single sack. That is rare. Jacksonville's defense could only manage to pressure Stroud on 38.7% of his pocket times. The outcome, Stroud had the leisure to complete 12 of his 18 passes when given more on merchandise. This is about a team, despite the criticisms and despite the injuries, proving they can adjust, adapt, and secure legitimate victories, proven impactful victories against the beloved Jacksonville Jaguars, which everyone has already penciled in as the clear-cut AFC South best team in the division, when I am here to tell you that is not how it works in the AFC South. That is never how it's worked in the AFC South. 2 years ago, the beautiful Colts were supposed to be the AFC South champs and supposed to be this Super Bowl upcoming team with Matt Ryan and blah, 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 blah. Mess around, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. You come in today, it's supposed to be the Jacksonville Jaguars or Trevor Lawrence, blah, 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 beautiful, beautiful. And it's the same thing every year with the AFC South. And it's like, this is a division that is competitive. Every team knows each other's strengths and weaknesses. Let's let this thing play out. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the Texans scenario. They're down several players. No Titus Howard, huge. Kenyon Green, huge. Scott Questenberry, huge. Or Drew Scruggs. And then to pile it on, pro left tackle Laramie Tunsil is ruled out for the second week in a row. I believe that CJ Stroud, for him to play as well as he did, when he does not have Laramie Tunsil, who is still a top 5 left tackle, don't let anybody tell you different, to not have him as your left tackle, CJ Stroud had to gully up a lot of legitimate pride and leadership to lead this team out confidently. Despite these setbacks, Coach DeMeco Ryans is praising his offensive line post-game, emphasizing how they kept the quarterback spotless, didn't give up any sacks, and functioned well as a unit. And yes, credit is due where credit is due. It's offensive lineman coach Chris Strasser and the O-line for their performance against Jacksonville. This is huge. You're not going to win many games with CJ Stroud if your offensive line isn't nice. Now remember, there was a cloud of doubt hovering over this unit. We have players who were frankly rejected by their previous teams. Kendrick Green, for example, had a falling out with the Pittsburgh Steelers before the season kicked off. And Josh Jones wasn't in good books with the Arizona Cardinals. But here they are, protecting Stroud's blind side and giving him time against Jacksonville. Now, we got to be clear, we got to be right. Jacksonville's defense isn't what it's clear-cut to be. But still, you're the Houston Texans. The narrative is so negatively against you guys. For you to come out and say, hey, no, we are going to beat our divisional rival, and there's no questions about it. This is beautiful, and this is what football is all about. It's not about the names on the back of the jerseys, but about the cohesiveness and the resilience of the unit, managing to shine when the odds were against them, proving the skeptics wrong, and showing that teamwork can overcome individual setbacks. The Houston Texans didn't just win against Jacksonville Jaguars. They made a statement with a 37-17 victory, showcasing that quarterback CJ Stroud was worth every piece of draft capital that Nick Caserio and DeMeco Ryans poured into him as the year's second overall pick. And the beautiful thing about Real Friends of Football, and the reason why you should hit that button and subscribe right now, is the simple fact that we are very, very much upfront with our faults. And of course, with me, Ohio State quarterbacks, you kind of have this lingering feeling in the back of your head. It's like, hey, Troy Smith didn't work, Terrell Pryor didn't work, Cordell Jones didn't work, blah, blah, blah didn't work, Joe Burrow had to make it work by going to LSU. So you have all these parameters that say Ohio State quarterbacks don't work. Stroud is more than cutting it. He's setting the bar, breaking records, and shining on the field. With Sunday's 280-yard performance, he's landed third in all-time list for passing yards by an NFL rookie in their first 3 games, only surpassed by Cam Newton, Justin Herbert, and leaving behind names like Patrick Mahomes and Andrew Luck. This is beautiful, beautiful company. And just to add another layer to this, he's the first quarterback to have at least 900 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and wait for it, 0 interceptions in his first 3 career starts, while maintaining a 64.5 completion percentage. He's leading with humility and work ethic, focusing on improvement every week and not just resting on his laurels. Meanwhile, the first overall pick, Bryce Young, hey, no flag here, I still like the kid, is barely a blimp on the radar with his meager 299 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a quarterback rating that's hardly worth mentioning. So as of right now, looks like the Texans were really saved by the Panthers, but we move on. Despite the injuries, despite the setbacks, Coach DeMeco Ryans and CJ Stroud are proving they were the right choices. They were the right fit, showing that potential is sky high. They're here to elevate the entire team. So to all the skeptics and critics and naysayers, to everyone who doubted the resilience and capability of this team, CJ Stroud and the Texans are here to say, watch us work. I gotta zero in on our man CJ Stroud, quickly rewriting the narrative. This guy is performing excellent even under pressure, which is rare for rookies, especially this early. He's not just dealing with pressure, he's thriving under it with a quarterback rating of 125.3. When under batted catches, the ball is delivered with such pinpoint accuracy and might as well be delivered by UPS themselves. Let's compare him with some Texans great, shall we? And let me know what you think in the comments, guys. If we talk about completion percentages, only one quarterback in Texans history has a higher one than Stroud at 64.5, and that's of course Deshaun Watson. And let's put this into perspective. Even Watson is lagging behind with 63.7 through the first 3 games of 2023. So if we think about this, what Stroud is doing as a rookie in his first 3 weeks is better than what Deshaun Watson is doing in 2023 in his first 3 weeks and that is keeping quarterback CJ Stroud upright, clean, and not hurt. Titus Howard, Laramie Tunsil, you guys got to get back as soon as possible. CJ Stroud needs you for the longevity of his growth. This organization needs you for the longevity of its growth. Tank Dell, we love you. I think you're playing amazing. Nico Collins, I think you are heavily underrated. Keep doing what you're doing. And of course, Will Anderson, I have not forgotten about you. I was one of the few that were banking on you to succeed, and everyone kept talking about that Darnell Wright Tennessee game, and they were all stupid and they're all wrong because you are disruptive, you are violent, you are quick off the line, and I think you will become, I believe truly you will become one of the top pass rushers in this league. The Houston Texans want all the smoke. They are led by one of my favorite, can push aside the Ohio State narrative and make some big plays and do what's right for the team, be a leader for the community, and win football games. Like, comment, and subscribe.